B1. Rotate.
Hello and welcome to this Kerbal Space Program video. Today I'm launching this rocket right here, going the Space Telescope into an orbit somewhere between Eve and Kerbin. And as we reveal our rocket, it's a Kerbalized recreation of SpaceX's Falcon 9 launch vehicle. Falcon 9 has a diameter of 3 meters with a height of around 20 meters. So 120, no, that's a very small height, around 70 meters, there we go, depending on variance. Climbing up now, when we get to 100 meters per second, tipping over to the right, want to aim 45 degrees at about the 10 kilometer mark. However, I went for a bit of a steep approach, as the Falcon 9's party piece is its first stage booster being able to land itself, something that we're going to be attempting here. However, it's a bit cheaty since you can't really do it properly. You sort of have to create a quick save, then go back to it recording. So, the Falcon 9 has had 116 landing attempts with 107 successful landings. The boosters can also be reused afterwards. So, as we come up on Miko, 3, 2, 1, there we go. So, cutting back to that boost, you should see that in the top left hand of your screen. You can see turning around, performing a boost back burn, and then coming down for a landing. Continuing with the second stage and our payload, climbing up now, aiming to have an orbit of at least 70 kilometers. I tend to go more 80 to 100 for a bit of wiggle room. You can see our payloads deploying there and turning for prograde. Now, also on your screen down the bottom, you can see a timeline, something new that I'm trying. Let me know what you think of that. And also, I got a new microphone. So let me know how this sounds. Hopefully it will sound a bit better, but if I kind of get a bit quieter, it's probably because I'm moving away from the microphone, not quite used to this one here. It's sort of mounted on a boom arm and all fancy stuff. The previous one I was using was basically just a headset. So, we've created our manoeuvre node to get into orbit. With manoeuvre node, you want to sort of burn half before and half after the node. So, if you've got a 10-second burn time, 5 seconds of that burn should be before the node, 5 seconds should be after the node. And we can see approaching that burn now, going to ignite that mainsail engine. Chose the mainsail because it's quite powerful and fits in with the Falcon 9 aesthetic. I think the Wolfhound would probably have looked better, but it just didn't have the thrust to weight ratio, as we're using the 3.75 meter parts, so it can fit all of those 9 vectors on the bottom. So now we're going to mess around with the manoeuvre node a bit to try and get us into our orbit somewhere between Eve and Kerbin. However, this didn't quite work and I sort of gave up. And went, you know what, I'll do it manually. How hard can it be? It's not exactly rocket science. Forget that. So I tried to go to the manoeuvre node, and it just kept saying that we need more and more delta V, which is weird. It's a bit glitchy. It might just be a problem with the Xbox version of KSP. I don't know if this happens with PC. Yes, I am playing on Xbox, which is why I don't have any visual mods or Kerbal Engineer or anything. Like no mods whatsoever, although problem with the Xbox version is we tend to get updates very rarely. I think we're running on 1.10, I think, something like that, possibly half of 1.11, and regular KSP for PC is on 1.12 now, so we're a bit behind. So, warping around to there, we're going to create another manoeuvre node so we can get a circular orbit around the Sun. As I said, between Eve and Kerbin, our Sentinel telescope will allow us to scan for like asteroids and meteors and stuff like that. Between Eve and Kerbin, we already have one between Kerbin and Juno, as you can see, and that was just the test version of this that I launched. So, reached that manoeuvre node. We're going to burn our engine, and nearly, there we go. Can't really see the burn time on the screen, I've got it set at quite a low resolution. So, just sort of finagling the orbit a bit more there to get it a bit more circular, a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to this. Sometimes I'm not. Yeah, a bit inconsistent. So, we arrive here, and there we go. So, about to deploy our payload of this telescope. There we go. So if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like. And if you want to see more stuff like this and eventually some flight simulation stuff, hit subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you never miss a video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
Okay, engine stop.